Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're delving into a question that resonates across generations. Is it getting harder to be richer than our parents? This is not your typical analysis. We're diving deep into the numbers, exploring real-world examples, and considering the broader implications of wealth concentration. If you're ready for a comprehensive exploration, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Let's start with a sobering reality. The median income for millennials today is 20% lower than it was for their parents at the same age. However, let's go beyond percentages and dive into the tangible impacts. The purchasing power of a 30-year-old in 1980 was significantly higher than that of a 30-year-old today. This isn't just about comparing numbers. It's about understanding the real-life challenges that newer generations face. The rising costs of education, housing, and the evolving job market create a challenging financial landscape, making it increasingly difficult for them to achieve the same financial milestones as their parents. Our economic landscape is dynamic, and its impact is profound. Let's take a closer look at the employment figures for the top 3 industries affected by these changes. Manufacturing industry. In 2000, the manufacturing sector employed 17 million people in the U.S. Fast forward to 2020, and that number dropped to 12.7 million. This isn't just a decline in numbers. It represents a seismic shift in employment opportunities and the economic foundation of many communities. Retail industry. Turning to the retail sector in 2000, it employed around 15.3 million people. By 2020, this figure dipped to 14.4 million. The rise of e-commerce and automation in retail spaces has significantly impacted job opportunities, contributing to the changing economic landscape. Information technology industry. While the IT industry has seen tremendous growth, the nature of employment within it has shifted. In 2000, the IT sector employed around 3.7 million people. Fast forward to 2020, and this number increased to 5.3 million. However, it's crucial to note that the nature of these jobs has changed, with an increased focus on specialized skills and the emergence of gig and contract work. These employment figures provide a snapshot of the evolving job market. For newer generations, this means not only a decline in traditional manufacturing jobs, but also changes in the retail sector and the emergence of new opportunities in the technology-driven landscape. The shift in employment dynamics contributes to the complexity of the job market, making it harder for individuals to secure stable, well-paying jobs compared to their parents' generation. Now, let's delve into the rising cost of living, a significant factor in the equation. Housing costs have surged by 30% in the last decade, but let's break down the numbers. If we compare the average cost of a home in 1980 to 2020, adjusting for inflation, it's an eye-watering increase. In 1980, the average cost was $64,600, and by 2020, it soared to $320,700. But housing is just one piece of the puzzle. Let's delve into the overall expenses for a normal family. In 1980, the average annual cost for a middle-income family was $20,171. Fast forward to 2020, and it surged to $68,703. This includes not just housing, but also expenses like healthcare, transportation, and education. To add another layer of context, let's break down the average monthly cost for a family in 1980 and 2020. In 1980, a family could expect to spend around $1,681 per month on these essential expenses. Now, in 2020, that number skyrocketed to $5,725. This dramatic increase underscores the financial strain that families today face in meeting their basic needs compared to their counterparts in the past. For newer generations, this means a substantial portion of their income goes into covering the basic necessities, leaving less room for savings and investment. The soaring costs of living, coupled with the rising cost of housing, make it harder for them to build wealth compared to their parents. Education and the job market present unique challenges. The increase in college graduates by 50% in the last decade seems positive, but let's compare this to job opportunities. If we look at the growth of high-paying jobs in the same period, the gap becomes apparent. The job market hasn't expanded at the same pace as education, leading to a saturation of skilled workers and intense competition. Student debt. Now, let's delve into the significant issue of student debt. In 2020, the total student loan debt in the United States surpassed a staggering $1.6 trillion, affecting over 44 million borrowers. The average student loan debt for a graduate in 2020 was around $32,731. This financial burden creates a formidable challenge for newer generations, as they not only face the pressure of finding employment in a competitive market, but also carry the weight of substantial student debt. This situation makes it harder for them to achieve the same financial stability as their parents, who might not have faced such monumental hurdles when starting their careers. For newer generations, accumulating significant student loan debt without the guarantee of well-paying jobs not only affects their immediate financial well-being, but also hinders their ability to make long-term investments, such as buying a home or saving for retirement. This adds an extra layer of complexity to their journey toward financial success, making the path distinctly different from that of their parents. Now let's tackle income inequality. The top 1% holding more wealth than the bottom 90% is a shocking statistic. But let's add some historical context. In 1970, the CEO to worker pay ratio was 20-1. Fast forward to 2020, and it's a staggering 320-1. This isn't just about income. It's about a seismic shift in the distribution of wealth that has accelerated over the decades, affecting not just job markets, but the very fabric of society. The concentration of wealth in the hands of a few has far-reaching consequences. It means fewer opportunities for the majority to climb the economic ladder, creating a stark contrast to the more balanced distribution of wealth in the past. For newer generations, this means a disproportionate concentration of wealth, limiting their access to opportunities and making it harder to achieve the same level of financial success as their parents might have. Shifting gears, let's talk about changes in social structures. Single-parent households have increased by 20% in the last decade. Poverty rates. To understand the impact, let's compare the poverty rates. The poverty rate for single-parent families is 34.6%, compared to 6.4% for married couples. This isn't just about demographics. It's about the stark differences in financial stress faced by different family structures. Financial stress. Changing social structures mean navigating financial challenges with fewer resources. For newer generations, this makes it harder to achieve the same level of financial security as their parents in more stable family environments. Now, let's discuss solutions. Improving financial literacy, advocating for policy changes, and sharing stories of success are crucial steps. Financial literacy rates. But to measure their effectiveness, let's compare financial literacy rates over the years. While there's progress, with 34% passing a basic financial literacy test, there's still work to be done. It's a comparison that highlights both achievements and the road ahead. Policy changes. For newer generations, addressing these issues requires proactive measures to bridge the gap created by systemic challenges. Policy changes that promote economic equality, affordable education, and fair employment opportunities are crucial to leveling the playing field. Real-life stories bring these challenges and successes to life. Consider Alex, who started a successful small business. To understand the scale of this achievement, let's compare small business survival rates. While Alex faced numerous obstacles, the fact that 20% of small businesses fail in the first 2 years, 45% in the first 5 years, and 65% in the first 10 years underscores the magnitude of his resilience. Alex's story is not just about entrepreneurship. It's a reflection of the hurdles faced by small business owners in different economic climates. For newer generations, Starting and sustaining a business is laden with challenges that make it harder to achieve the same level of entrepreneurial success as their parents. In the spirit of balanced discussion, let's acknowledge counterarguments. Some argue for the significance of individual choices in financial success. But when we compare the debt landscape, with 44 million Americans holding $1.64 trillion in student loan debt, it becomes evident that individual choices are navigating through a complex and challenging financial system. For newer generations, counterarguments often overlook the structural barriers that make it harder for them to make choices, leading to financial success similar to that of their parents. In conclusion, the journey to financial success is a tale of comparisons, challenges, and solutions. We've compared incomes, costs, opportunities, and societal structures across generations. The numbers, stories, and examples paint a rich and nuanced picture. As we navigate economic shifts, rising costs, and increased competition, understanding these comparisons is crucial. By doing so, we can collectively work towards dismantling the barriers that make it harder for newer generations to achieve the same level of financial success as their parents enjoyed. Thanks for joining me on this in-depth exploration. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe for more content. Until next time, stay curious.